So here then are 3 little known apps that every social media professional needs to have on their phone and how to use them. To 3 categories that are shooting, so actually going out and capturing the content, editing, so putting all that content together, and then effects. I use this kind of loosely. First category then is shooting. So yes, there you already have an app in your phone to just shoot some videos, but the app I recommend is called Filmic Pro. Now it's a paid app, it costs £5 or £10, and then the Pro version costs about 25 quid. But what it does is it allows you to have manual control over all of the hardware of your phone's camera. So it makes you be able to actually control your phone camera like you would control a DSLR. There's a little bit of learning involved, but actually you can get much more professional looking videos when you're out capturing if you use Filmic Pro and get used to its settings. So I'm going to give you a quick look at the app and tell you some tips on how to use it. So here's the Filmic Pro app, and I'm just going to show you a few of my favorite features. So first of all, top tip for everybody is one of the benefits of Filmic Pro app is you can change your frame rate to 25 frames per second. I won't get into the technicalities of that, but basically it makes the movement in your footage look much more professional, and it's the same frame rate that most professional videographers would use, and your normal camera app doesn't allow you to do that. And then another great feature is that you can switch between your camera lenses. If you do have a couple of lenses, if you've got a newer phone, you can switch between your lenses manually there to choose the best lens for the shot. One of the things I use a lot is the focus pull, which if you look at this little square here, wherever I move this square, it should sort of focus on that part. But if you manually select, if you hold down, you can manually control the focus. So it means you can do focus pulls. So if you look in the background there, nice in focus, and I can pull that in to make the foreground in focus. And that's again an effect that you would see professional videographers using. Now on the light side, again you can just automatically do it with these circles here, with this circle here, or more crucially, you can manually control that lighting, which means you can control the ISO and the shutter speed independently and go for any look you're trying to achieve. Again, I mentioned it takes a little bit of learning as to what these settings mean, but essentially it gives you full manual control over your camera. The last thing I'll just mention is a white balance. Again, something you can do in this app that you can't do with your normal camera app is select your white balance. So this can be selected through presets, or again you can select manually. You can see the color changing there. But the idea of the white balance is it keeps the white in your footage, and if you keep the same white balance settings throughout all of your clips in any one video, the whole video is going to look a lot more smooth. It's going to tie together so much better and look more professional. And the second category is editing. So I've chosen an editor here that is simple to use, that can be used on both Android and iPhone, and it's InShot. And again, this is a paid app, so you have to pay for a pro version, but it's really worth it. And the reason why I've selected this one specifically is because it is quite simple, but it can also do some cool stuff. It's got great transitions, it's got really good titling, and you can add your branding on there really simply too. So let's have a little look at InShot, and I'll give you some tips on what it can do. I actually edited this video you're watching now in this app, and I even created that little intro sequence you saw, how to use them,
that little title. I created that all in this app too. So let me just show you that, and that will give you a breakdown of the kind of features you can use. Basically, I created a separate clip in between the 2 clips here, and then I put a filter on that clip and added a TV effect, which gives it this kind of fuzzy looking TV effect. So that's one. You've got loads of different filters and effects you can use, but that was just one I chose for that. Then what I did is add a sticker, what you call a sticker, which is basically my logo up here. And obviously with this, you can move it around, you can change it to any size. Then I've added text, just put my name. And with both of these, you can go in, edit them, and you can actually change all the fonts, all the alignment, the colors, and you can change the little animation too. So you can have it swish in or swish out. That's what I've done. I've just had it roll up so it kind of matches that flickering TV effect. Oh, and one more thing is the sounds. So you can add music or sounds, and here I've just got a little sort of clicking film sound effect that was actually free with the app, and I've put that on either end of the intro sequence just so it adds to the effect and really sort of finishes it off. A great thing I love about this app is that you can brand it to your company really easy. So you can go to stickers, and you can see here I've added my logo, which is in the bottom left corner, and I've just added that, and I've just stretched that all the way out along the whole video. The other thing you can do with text is if we just add another piece of text in here, let's just call this test. What you can do is you can select a font from the app, or the crucial thing which is awesome about this app and actually very different to most other apps is that you can import any font in the world as long as you own it or you have it. You can import that and use that on your video, so you can make your videos fully in line with any brand guidelines you might have.
And the last category, effects, well, this was a really hard one because obviously there's loads of apps where you can apply filters and add effects to your videos, but what I wanted to give you was something you might not know of, might not have heard of, and that is Hyperlapse by Instagram. And so Hyperlapse is a really great app for creating time lapses, but specifically moving time lapses. It's got inbuilt stabilization that's actually a lot better than your phone, so you can create really good moving time lapses, hyperlapses, without having to have a stabilizer on you. If you're covering events or making anything or how-to guides or anything like that, adding in a time lapse to your video can really increase like how cool it looks and how different it looks. So it's a really good app to have and know about. So I'm going to show you that app now and give you a little tip to some secret hidden features on it. So here is the Hyperlapse app. Now on the front of it, it looks pretty simple. If you swipe right, you can do a selfie lapse. Hey, how's it going? And the secret hidden feature that I want to show you is if you tap on the screen 4 times with 4 fingers at the same time, then it brings up a secret menu. So let's have a quick go on that. There you go. So now what you can do is you can raise the resolution to full HD 1080, and you can drop the frame rate to 24 frames per second, which is closer to the 25 frames if you're using Filmic Pro you'd be filming in, and then you can expand the speed up to 40 times. So let's have a quick go then of the app making a time lapse and see how it turns out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on the sky in the distance there because it's quite pretty. So I'm going to lock my focus there, and I'm going to walk in a straight line, using this, making the phone as still as possible, but hopefully that inbuilt stabilization will smoothen everything up. So let's hit record and see how it comes out. So as you can see now, you've got down the bottom here, you can change the speed. So I can go like 10 times, but as we expanded it, I can go all the way up to 40 times. Now you can see down the bottom left that that's a 3:30 clip made into a 5-second clip. And considering that I put this through a massive test, this stabilization, going down a hill, then on stones, on uneven ground, and then even walking along the pipe a little bit, if you keep an eye on the horizon, it's really stable. So considering there was no stabilizer and I'm on uneven ground, it's done a great job at stabilizing this hyperlapse. So hopefully that was helpful, and there are millions of apps out there, so let me know if you've got any questions about specifically apps that you want to create specific types of videos, because as I said in the blog post, it's all about finding the right app for the job.